I think I understand your question, and yeah, I mean, we can update only part of the content here and either insert that into the back forward history or not. Okay, I'm glad there's a benefit. I have found it all beneficial. All right. Now, hopefully, this next part will make sense in a way that doing this hobo checking stuff won't be much different than updating the entire page's worth of content. Now let's go back here. All right. Here we have the number of hobos currently, and right now it's 0. Let's go set some hobos. I can get the number of hobos using this button, and I can increase the number of hobos using this button. You know. And now here's my number of hobos. I'm going to call this up. Too fat. All right. Now, I will increase the number of hobos. Click it. Right. So, somehow, obviously, the JavaScript system is communicating with Lasso to see how many hobos there are. And then associated with these form widgets, I can increase or decrease the number of hobos. And then, according to rules I set, every so often the system figures out how many hobos there are and does something with it. Is all that clear, the relationship between what's going on here?
So Chris,
Yeah.
would this be an example, like when we see on Twitter where it says you've done a search and it shows you that there's 4 more posts to that
Exactly.
hashtag before you search again?
Yeah, exactly. Or in Gmail, when you're reading an email, and then down here at the bottom, it's got like, there are 4 more posts, update conversation, that kind of thing. It's all done through polling, where it's checking a variable on the server and seeing if it's different than it was before, and if so, do some stuff. Now, so I'm going to drop us back down to 0 hobos again. Five seconds may have been too slow. Let's decrease our hobo timer. I'm tired of waiting 5 seconds. All right, so we got 31 hobos. Thought we had 0 hobos. There's 31 hobos again. What I did not get finished in time is the slider going up to 31 on page load. Sorry about that. 32. All right. Show you how it works. Again, we've got this hobo timer and a how many hobos function. The Ajax call should be pretty clear by now. I am sending to this URL, API system options, number of hobos. And all this does is retrieve the number of hobos. Upon successful completion of the XHR call, I'm going to use this method, update hobos value to. If there is an element on the page with an ID of score, I will update its value to number of hobos. There's, in a real situation, there's more checks you would do. You would need to see if score has a value before you would simply blindly update it, that kind of thing. But I forged ahead bravely here and just seed if it existed first.
Would you get an error if you didn't check for it?
Images don't have values, for instance. So if the element on the page with an ID of score was an image, then trying to update its value would either fail silently or cause a JavaScript error. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just think it fails silently, so I would care. But
Yeah, jQuery is usually pretty smart about failing silently, but I also try and code these things fairly defensively anyway. But I wanted this example to be more simple, so I didn't put all the checks in that one might put in a system where it matters. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Yeah. I'm gonna have to find it the old-fashioned way. Too many things called system options. I would also never really build this kind of system in the system folder, since this is very much a site thing, but here I did it anyway. So, through a process, the core knew to handle our request by loading this include file. So let's assume we got our request this far. I won't go through how all that happened. You probably have ways of handling your requests. So if my response path begins with API system options, and right now I'm seeing the client param size is greater than 1. In a truly RESTful application, I wouldn't do that because I wouldn't be sending client params in all cases. But for right now, I'm sending the client param along with other stuff. And then in here, so because of this, I know that I'm in the system options, that's what I want to be doing right now. And then if my response path contains the number of hobos, and I want to make explicit again, there's all of these ways to arrive at how to handle these requests are not, I'm not saying do it, handle it with select true in case on response path. However, your system would do that, route your requests. In the request handler part, if there's no JSON return local variable, I define it and I make it a map. I'm seeing what my accept header was. And if the system option number of hobos is not an integer, I make it 0.